Hi, this is Rachel Ariana, and thank you so much for watching my YouTube video today. Today, I'm going to talk about what has become my holy grail under eye setting powder. So I am over 40, I have texture to my skin, and I do have fine lines under my eyes. There's really no way of getting around it. So, because of that, it's very difficult for me when I need to set my under eye concealer to not have a cracked desert underneath my eye. So I'm always constantly looking for things to improve my under eye area. So I've done a previous video talking about the Kiehl's under eye avocado cream. I know I'm probably not saying that correctly, but I've talked about that cream because I use it daily underneath my concealer and my setting powder. So I've always used Laura Mercier setting powder, which is here, and this is an empty because I've actually used it. It's all completely gone. And I decided I wanted to try something new. So sorry for adjusting. And I decided that I wanted to try something new. So I've always used the Laura Mercier, but I've decided that I wanted to give the Becca Secret Brightening Under Eye Powder a try. So I went out and I purchased it. And to be perfectly honest, I would say that the Becca Under Eye Secret Brightening Powder is, I want to say, almost exactly the same as the Laura Mercier. So in my opinion, if you have Laura Mercier and you think this is going to be drastically different, it's really not. That's just my own personal opinion. It's really not. To me, they're one and the same. But this is not my holy grail under eye setting powder anymore. So for mature skin, the setting powder that I happened upon, and I wasn't even going to get it for under my eye, is the Becca Hydrating Translucent Setting Powder. So this is just for the face overall. So it's the Hydra Mist Set and Refresh Powder. So when I went and got the Becca Under Eye Secret Brightening Powder, I got the Secret Brightening Powder thinking that that's what I was going to be using under the eye. And I got this powder, thinking I would use it on the rest of my face, that I would use it to set my T-zone or when I got oily or whatever else. And I would use it throughout the day. I was like, that's nice. Maybe I wouldn't get such a powdery look using this stuff because it has the water in it. Well, what I did, because knowing that I'm always looking for something that's going to help that dry look underneath the eye, because for me, I have to set my under eye concealer. If I don't, it does go into the fine lines. It will crease when I smile. Like, I have to set it. So one day, even though I did not get this for the under eye, I decided to use it under my eyes one day. So I tried, of course, the Secret Brightening Powder by Becca. Or sorry, I keep calling it Secret. It's not, because it's actually the Laura Mercier Secret. This is actually called Under Eye Brightening Setting Powder. I apologize. Brightening Under Eye Setting Powder by Becca. Used that, found that it was very similar to Laura Mercier. It's great. Like, I still liked it. I mean, I will still use this, but it just wasn't anything different in my opinion. However, I tried this the next day because once I used this all over my face, it feels cool. You could feel it. You could feel the water in it, and it's very refreshing. So I was like, okay, well, if there's water in it, you know what? Ding, idea. Maybe I'll use it under my eyes. So what I do when I set my under eye area is I always use a beauty blender. I love using a beauty blender. I don't like using a brush. I feel like a brush will move the product. So what I do is I take a beauty blender, one of the mini ones. I put a super extremely super thin film of powder on it. So I'll dip it in, tap it off until it's just, the excess is gone. So I don't bake underneath my eyes. I just feel like it's too drying. It pulls out too much of the moisture from my, the Kiehl's avocado cream, as well as from the concealer, the cream that's in the concealer. So what I do is I'll just dust it off, have a thin film, and I set my under eyes. And when I set my under eyes with this, I was actually shocked at how much better they looked than when I set them with this, which to me is very similar to even setting it with Laura Mercier. It was, to me, it was a huge difference. Now, maybe other people wouldn't notice it in interactions in real life. I don't know. I haven't had anyone say that, oh my gosh, you know, your under eye area looks so much different today. Like that hasn't happened. I just know that I've noticed it. And I've noticed that it did not look as dry. It did not look as, the lines definitely were not anywhere near as noticeable as when I use the regular under eye setting powder that's supposed to be for under eye powder. So I'm assuming, obviously, it may have to do with the fact that this has water in it or whatever moisturizing, well, water, apparently that's what it is, that's encapsulated in the powder. So maybe that's what's happening, is adding that moisture back in. But to me, this has worked great. So it's not cake, it hasn't caked up, it's not cakey at all. I think it's not cakey either because I don't put tons on. I just don't with the under eye setting powder because it's a fine line between putting too much on that it's cakey and then you know, see your lines. It sucks out every last ounce of moisture. And yeah, so anyway, I'm sorry, I totally lost my train of thought. So anyway, oh yeah, sorry, it's definitely, oh my God, that's silly. So it's definitely not cakey at all, but it's not cakey because I don't use an excess of it. It sets everything beautifully, and I feel like, again, it does not look as many lines. It looks much more hydrated, softer, and it does have a much softer blurring effect under the eye for me that I've noticed than even the setting powder that's specifically for the under eye. So I'm not saying that this isn't bad. Like, this is good if you want it, you know, go get it. Or if you're like in your 20s or your 30s and you know, you don't have a lot of lines and wrinkles in your eyes, I think this is perfectly fine. And some days I still do use it, but then I remember when I use it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this doesn't look as good as this. So giving an honest review, obviously it's not sponsored, you know what I mean? This is just me. Like, I enjoy making these videos. I enjoy wearing makeup. I enjoy trying to find things that are gonna improve that under eye area. And for me, this has been my holy grail. So like I said, I've been using this every day under the eyes as my setting powder. I'm saving it for specifically under the eyes. I don't use it on the rest of my face, even though you can. When I first bought it, I got it specifically to use on the rest of my face. But I find with my foundation, because I use the Lancome Tint Idel, I hope I'm saying that right, foundation, it kind of sets itself down to matte. So I don't normally set my, you know, my face with powder because it does get too powdery, and that's why I bought this originally. But long story short, sorry, I'm getting very long-winded, this has become my holy grail under eye setting powder. So I think I have a winner in the Kiehl's under eye avocado under eye cream. I know I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. But like I said, I use that as my base. I get a nice amount of it, put it underneath my eyes, put on my concealer, and then I set everything with this. And it's been going well. I feel like it looks much more better underneath my eye than using under eye powder specifically for that. And so with that being said, I hope this is helpful for you, especially on your under eye journey. If you do have any other ideas, I know that I had someone comment that the Bobbi Brown under eye cream, and again, I'm not saying the name right, but I think it's the Bobbi Brown Hydrating Under Eye Cream, is actually really great too for mature skin. So I am gonna be giving that a try when I get a chance to get out and go buy it. So that's something I'm gonna give a try as well and see how I like that compared to the Kiehl's avocado cream. But if you have any other ideas for just setting the under eye area, I would love to hear them, just because I'm constantly looking, because if I can, you know, improve the look of my makeup and just improve that area overall, that's kind of what I'm always looking for. I know that that's the problem area for me, that I'm always wanting to improve, because the eyes are the window of the soul, right? The eyes are the things that you see first. And if something is, you know, nobody wants crepey under eyes. It just doesn't look good at any age. So anyway, with that being said, I hope this helps you if you are somebody with mature skin or even just dry skin under the eyes. You can be 20 years old and have very dry skin under the eyes. I give this a try if you have it. Tell me how you like it. Like I said, I like it. To me, it's a holy grail now. This is gonna be my under eye setting powder until something else comes out that I think is better. So anyway, with that being said, thank you so much for listening to me, you know, blabber on. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.